Hey campers, George here, back in the man cave. Bosses here, Mary, decided to hang out for the day. She's been napping a lot lately, winter and whatnot. But what we're looking at is these two. Need to be cleaned up, and I got questions. Let's check him out. So these are the two knives I'm talking about. Can you see these? Okay. Stockman, right? Or are they? Let me set them up the same way. Here you can see them here. Okay. They're the same size, right? The difference, you've got these long clips. I'm going to try and hold these together. These long clips. Then we got a sheep's foot. This is a spade blade. This is a spade blade. And this is a pen. Are they both Stockman? I don't know. I've been looking that up. And they talk about cattlemen, stockmen, and whittlers all having these blades. Well, the whittlers don't. They have a different blade, and that's the big difference. So I got rid of that, and I'm left with these two. Yeah. They're both Stockman, right? Kinda, because from what I know about cattlemen knives are typically bigger, stronger, and heavier. Blade shapes kind of similar. But hey, anywho, that's my question. Let me know in the comments below what you think. We got to clean these guys up. And what's so great about these two? Well, interestingly, they are both SABRE brand knives. Yeah, the difference being not just the blades, but this one, SABRE Japan. There. This one, SABRE Ireland. There. Right? Now I know SABRE's done that a lot. They used, well, companies from different countries to make their knives. And there's quite a difference between these two. They're both Stockman. The blades, pretty much the same thing, except there's no pen on this one. And this one has a pen, rather than the sheep's foot. Different handles, kind of like this handle. And on the badge here, it says SABRE. This one, different badge, and says nothing. The big difference I see here is the handle. This one is just your solid, typical SABRE Japan bone handle. Okay? Very nice. It's solid as well. It just looks more solid. This one is Ireland. And if you look really carefully, it's a clamshell. Yeah, but not the regular clamshell, that modified one. And hopefully I can show you. If you look inside, you see right there and right there, the clips are hidden inside. It's a little different, and I can tell you they're a bear to get apart. Thought that was interesting. And I'm a SABRE brand fan. I like their knives. This one I'm just, well, it's kind of not really SABRE-ish. I'm so used to this. And what I'm talking about here is one is going to be way sturdier than the other. Look at the liners just to start off. Right? It's just bigger, heavier, and sturdier. I think I'd have a lot more faith in this one than in the Ireland one. So there you go. Let me know what your choice would be, and while you're thinking about it, let's clean them up. They got to go into my SABRE collection. Mary likes them. She liked the bone, but I think it's the smell thing. What do you do? Let's have at them. So I thought before we get going on them, let's take a closer look at these guys. And this is, yeah, SABRE Japan. You can see your typical SABRE tank stamp and open, about 7 inches. It has that long clip with the long pull nail nick. Spay blade. This is definitely a spay blade because you can see how sharp down that goes. It has a sharp end to it. Bone handle with this badge with SABRE on it. Look how thick these liners are, that heavy steel. Very solid knife, thick, heavy bolsters. Very nice. Closed, it's going to be about 4 inches. So not a bad size, pretty typical for a Stockman. Like in this knife, hopefully it'll clean up nicely, like the bone handles. Now we got this guy, and this is the SABRE Island. And I already told you the main difference, the handle. Plastic cover, it is that what I like to call modified clamshell. The clips aren't at the ends, they're underneath, inside the well. But you can see it's plastic, jigged handle, clamshell. Now look at the liners, how thin they are. Now they are steel. The center liner on this one is brass though. See that? This one, no brass. The blades. You got your long clip, you got your sheep's foot, and you got this guy, which I suspect is meant to be a spay, but not really. Looks almost like a mini drop point, right? Doesn't have that distinct drop off. Kind of weird. Nail nicks, well, standard crescent shape nail nick. The badge, shield, is this style versus this one. Stainless steel, this. It's got to be, right? Who knows? Maybe not. It's carbon. Length, 7 inches, just like the other one. Closed, 4. So they're basically the same size. So you had a look at them. They're not really in bad shape. They're in pretty good shape. And I think it's going to be a fairly straightforward cleanup, sharpen, and get them ready for my collection to go into. So let's have at them. We'll start with this guy and then do that guy. Okay, so this guy first, and you can see they're in good shape. They're pretty clean. It's not going to take a lot to clean them up. The blades all have good shape. Got that long California clip, toothpick, whatever you like to call it. Sheep's foot. That looks like a fix, doesn't it? Huh. Interesting. We got our drop point, spay, whatever you'd like to call it. This is such an odd knife. Okay, let's have at it. And you can see here, I've got 500 to 600 grit. That's what I'll start with to get rid of the heavy stuff. 1200 to start cleaning it up. This is just wet dry 400 that I use for cleaning the wells. And then 10,000 to finish it off. And of course, my favorite cleanup, mothers. So, here we go. As always, when doing this, you want to be safe. These are sharp. Okay, they've been sharpened. So I'm going to clean the well first. So before I even get there, I'm going to tape up the blades. So there you go. And we're going to get in here and clean the well to get it to shine up. It is so weird. I'm looking at these and they look, the liners, these outer liners, look on the inside, they look like brass. If you follow it around and look on the back here, the outer liners look like steel, right? Brass liner in the middle, definitely. That guy, the heavy duty one. Let's give him a rub. And for that, I use the wet dry 400, and we'll just tidy it up a little bit later with a higher grit. I take it and I just fold it up because I want it to be, I'm lazy and I don't want to do one side at a time. This allows me to do two sides. Yeah. Start working. Yeah, look at that. That's what I thought. It's turning silver. Very odd. I think they did that, which means it's coated. That center one isn't. That looks totally brass. I wanted to be consistent, I suppose. I'm about to remove that. Oh well, I think it should show the way it is. And all I'm doing is trying to get into those little places that people see that we tend to miss. And that is these little pieces on the side. Okay. You want to get that bottom to shine, so you got to get right down in there. So we got it shinier on the inside. Now we take care of the rest. We're going to start taking off all the safety stuff we had. Be very careful. 5 to 600. I'm going to start with the main clip. I want to get in around here and here and clean up the blade, the spine, give it a good rub. Well, you don't want to press hard. You just want to go lightly. And there we got all the rough stuff off. We're going to do the other side, the spine, and then we'll repeat on the other ones. When we're done, we'll go up a step. And there you go with 5 to 600. Get a nice consistent clean on it, and then of course we'll work up. Really don't know what that's all about. I don't know if that was a factory repair or somebody repaired it, or it just was an oops. Interesting. Did they drill the hole in the wrong place and then filled it and redid it? At sheep's foot. Here is the spay pen drop pointy thing. So there we got the blades done. Now I just want to clean up these outer edges, the liners, and the badge. Just the badge doesn't need much. We can do that with the higher grits. Get these to shine. Stay away from rubbing on your handles. This plastic's really soft, so be aware of that. I just fold it in half, gives me more control, and very lightly give it a rub, avoiding the handles as much as possible. Going along here, you got sharp blades, sharp blades. Go slowly. And there you can see we got us a little bit of shine. So now I'm just going to repeat the whole process with 1200, and I'll show you the end result. You don't want to watch it again. You can see how it reduces the scratches, smoother surface. At 1200. Shining up nicely. Now I'm going to go to 10,000. Now with 10,000 I'm going to be touching up these ones, although I might just use mothers, and all the steel, and I'm going to touch this up. You can see it's a little dull. Here we go. And oh, I forgot to do the badge. So there we are, 10,000. Very nice. Like I said, they were clean before. This is really just touching them up. So this guy is ready for mothers and a sharpen. Let's go to Japan. So this is the SABRE Japan one. You can see the blades a lot more damaged. I mean, not really damaged, but need cleanup. It's typical for the Japanese. Their steel, I think, is really high carbon, which you get more marking. It just needs more maintenance, but they are solid. So everything looks good. I am going to go back to 500 and 600. We're just using this to get rid of all that buildup. And here we are at the 5 to 600 with the Japan. They do clean up nicely. They all steel. They typically don't use a lot of brass. They like their steel. I think it's a good look for them. One thing you will know when you look at a Japanese saber for certain, their steel edges are extremely sharp. Not sharp, but defined. They're not rounded off at all. And it makes for a very sturdy look compared to other knives. I like this. This is a nice knife. I like probably one of my more favorite Stockmans. And here we are at 1200. It's getting a nice shine. We got rid of most of the icky stuff. You won't get rid of it all, but still get a nice shine from it. Very nice. 10,000 now. And here we are at 10,000. You can see it gives it a nice polish, almost mirror. Very nice. Now we're going to do mothers on both of them. And then they just need a touch up on the sharpening, allegedly. Okay, it's time to give them a rub with mothers on both of them, and then this one could be sharpened, but we'll check them out and sharpen and do what's necessary when we're done. Don't need a lot of mothers, and just lightly rub. And you can see it takes off a very fine coat. Do that on everything, on the handles. I just rub it lightly, especially this plastic. Mothers will heat it up really quickly, so be careful of that. Let's get the other blades done. Doesn't take a lot, just lightly rub it. They're a little stiff, gonna have to oil the bolsters. We carry on with the rest. We can take care of the bolsters, all this shiny stuff. Just wipe off the residue, and there you can see how it does a really nice job. Let's do the Japanese guy. And you can see the blade. Let's do the rest. We want to shine even the pins, and of course all the liners, the badge and everything. Don't forget your bolsters. So I'm going to do that right now. And there it is there. Looking pretty good. Do like this knife. Oh, what do you do? Let's get them sharp, or at least check them. Let's see. Yeah. Really sharpen it. Just going to touch it up with 1000 grit. They feel sharp, but they're not cutting the way I'd like them to, so let's clean them up a little bit. See how we do now. Oh, that's better. That'll work. Just needed a quick touch up. Very nice. On the smaller blades, I'm going to use my workshop field sharpener. I just make it's easy to use. And on the smaller blades, well, easier to do. Much quicker, much easier with the smaller blades. They don't fit well on here. So there we go. Ooh. This was really hard to sharpen. Huh. Here we go. The fit of these blades are really tight. Huh. Ooh. Nothing like a little bit of oil. I use mineral oil or vegetable oil. Food safe. So there you go. This is the Island one. And interestingly enough, the badge on this one, or the shield, whatever you'd like to call it, I'll actually look them up. And this is called the crest style. I always thought it was a shield, but apparently they're all shields. And you can see it cleaned up nicely. And of course, this is the SABRE Island Stockman. And you know, you can see it's a nice knife. It has that single brass liner down the middle, and then your outer liners are steel. Everything else is steel, and it has that odd clamshell, the new style where they clip it inside actually to the liner. So a little different, but it's a clamshell style anyway. They clean up nice. And here we have SABRE Japan. And I got to tell you, I really like this knife. You know, the Japanese style of making a knife, certainly the older ones, are very, I don't know what's the word, robust. They feel heavy duty. They feel really strong. And you can see how thick the liners are on these. I mean, they don't mess around, and they're steel. Everything is steel. And like I said, you know, the way the edges are done, it has that feel where there's a sharp edge on the a good 90 degrees on like the spines and things like that. It's a very distinctive feel. This one cleaned up very nice. I really like this one. And of course the shield. What is this shield? Huh. And this one. Huh. That's interesting. Oh wait, maybe not. This one is considered a bar shield. So there you go. Huh. Always wanted to know. And of course, you know that a lot of the makers use very distinctive badges, shields. You know, Case uses the same shield all the time. So very cool. So there you go. My two SABRE Stockman, Ireland, Japan. Very cool. Love the way these came out. Very cool. You know, you can see here, they are the same size. You know, the specs are about the same. certainly as far as dimensions. Except, well, I don't know if it is thicker. Interestingly, oh, it is. The Japanese one, the Japan, is a little thicker than this, but not really noticeable. Which is oh, I know why. See how thin the bone is? And the shield here. So, you know, there are dimensions that they're asking for. So there you go. Quick cleanup, sharpen, shine, and nice additions to my SABRE collection. I have a few made in Japan. I think I even have one SABRE Pakistan, which surprised me, and it wasn't bad at all. So who knows? I don't think I own a SABRE USA. I'd really like to find one, just so that I can compare them and look at them and see if there is that much difference. There's quite a lot of difference between these. The feel, the material, the look, you know, the handle is a totally different look, but very distinctive from where it comes, right? Ready for the collection box. You will be safe out there. You saw when you're cleaning these things and you have sharp blades already, make sure you tape them up. Just saying, it stings, I know. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story. Pretty sure I'll be back. I've got a couple of projects. Got my reference books here. Sometimes they actually help. Got a couple of projects I'm looking at here, trying to decide what to do next. I just can't decide, and it's a time thing for me. How long will it take to do a project? I've got to start looking at that, because I find I run out of time, and then it's 3 days before I put a video out. Like to be a little bit more consistent, but hey, what do you do? We've all got things to do other than the fun stuff. There you go. Thanks for watching. Always appreciated. And we'll see you again soon.